So if you guys had watched Cobra Kai season 5, then you guys would know that there was a lot of rivalries that just ended. But there's one rivalry that didn't end, and we'll get into this in this article. And hello, fellow mutants! Welcome back to another video. At this point, I don't need to introduce myself because I'm guessing you guys know of me or heard of me or whatever. So, but in case you guys don't, I'm Phil T. Welcome to the channel. So let's get into this article, shall we? With spoilers for season 5. At the end of Cobra Kai season 5, feuds between the teenage students of Miyagi-Do, Eagle Fang, and Cobra Kai were settled, but thankfully, one rivalry is still happening. Before they all teamed up to take down Terry Silver, Samantha Russo and Tori Nichols buried the hatchet while Miyagi-Do, not Miyagi-Do, Miguel Diaz and Robbie Keane made peace at last. Robbie also put out an olive branch to his ex-protege, Kenny Payne. But Kenny still has beef with his former bully, Anthony LaRusso. Which, if you guys seen Cobra Kai season 4, the whole reason why Anthony went to Cobra Kai is because Kenny went to Cobra Kai is because Anthony decided to be a little dick to Kenny and bully him. And in that sense, I can't really blame Kenny turning towards Cobra Kai, and I can't blame Kenny for why he has so much anger, because he has been bullied. He had done nothing wrong, and yet he was bullied. And I can see why Kenny would have just full out anger towards the road. He was bullied. He was already dealing with his brother being in jail. He was trying just a new school. So not many things was going towards him. So he wanted to find peace, and he found peace through essentially Cobra Kai, which is the same way how Robbie found peace. So for a moment, because that's where he thought he found peace. But he eventually found peace at the end of season 6. Anyways, getting back to Kenny and Anthony's rivalry. Nothing was settled between Anthony and Kenny, which is a valuable story for Cobra Kai season 6 to continue. Kenny still hasn't forgiven Anthony for his abuse bullying in Cobra Kai season 4, and that anger is what has driven Payne to excel in learning the way of the fist. Meanwhile, Anthony turned over a new leaf in Cobra Kai season 5 after he felt Kenny's rage in the season 4 finale. The youngest LaRusso even confessed that he bullied Kenny to Sam, and Anthony has decided to finally start taking learning Miyagi-Do seriously. Oh man, Nemo. For his part, Kenny has to work out his epic disappointment after learning that his sensei, Terry Silver, is a liar and a criminal. But Kenny's Cobra Kai season 5 story mostly centered around his broken friendship with Robbie, and he's made no strides towards forgiving his former bully Anthony. This creative choice means that Anthony versus Kenny will still come to the head of season 6, Cobra Kai season 6, keeping the show's central theme of teenage karate rivalry alive. Kenny's introduction to Cobra Kai season 4 not only opened the door to a younger generation of teenage characters, but it was also an ingenious reversal of the Karate Kid's core story. Kenny was the newcomer to the valley who didn't have a father figure present, and he was relentlessly bullied by Anthony and his family. Well, I remember season 4, and maybe I have to watch season 4 again, but the LaRussos wasn't like the LaRusso family. Let's just rephrase that. Wasn't bullying Kenny. It was Anthony who was bullying Kenny, not the LaRusso family itself. I do find that statement to be somewhat inconsistent. And again, I could be wrong. I could rewatch. Probably need to rewatch seasons 4 and 5 again to see. But I don't. The only LaRusso that bullied Kenny was Anthony. Otherwise, I feel like Kenny would have had issues with Samantha and his parents. So with that said, and I don't think it's like a reversal, because I'm pretty sure that Daniel was the new kid to the family who got bullied in the Karate Kid Part 1 movie, if memory serves me right. So I don't think that's a reversal. And even we saw Miguel getting bullied in the first episode of this show. So I don't think that this is really much of a reversal. I feel like at this part there's a theme to it, if that makes sense. You're a new kid, you're going to get bullied. I feel like that's the theme. At least one of the themes. Anyways, I've been stuck on this part for too long. It's clever. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's Anthony and his friends. So I do take the family part back. My bad. Anyways, it's cleverly made a LaRusso the obvious bad guy, which. Oh, so that's what I saw. Right. Okay. Which has a meta nod to the fan theory that Daniel LaRusso was the real villain of The Karate Kid. The cruelty Anthony heaped on Kenny was appalling. LaRusso and his cohorts catfished Kenny in his favorite online video game, ambushed him in the park and humiliated him by planting gallons of milk in Kenny's locker that left pain soaked into the bone. Kenny turned to Cobra Kai to give him the confidence and skills to fight his bully, and the way of the fist worked its magic. Kenny quickly became proficient in Cobra Kai, and his fearsome turned the tables on Anthony. Let Kenny remains sympathetic because his anger at Anthony is justified, and that I have to agree with. His anger towards Anthony is justified, and I would love to see that resolved in season 6. I would like to see how does Kenny forgive Anthony in season 6, because I do stand that even though I love the show of Cobra Kai, season 6 should be the end. Just saying that out loud. I love the show, but I don't want Cobra Kai to fall victim to what some of these shows do. They go on so long that the magic that they once had dwells out, and they still keep going. So I think season 6 should be the end of Cobra Kai, in my opinion. Anyways, will Anthony learn karate in Cobra Kai season 6? In Cobra Kai season 5, Kenny rose to become one of Cobra Kai's top fighters, but Anthony's karate skills are still remedial. With nothing between Kenny and Anthony settled after Terry Silver was hauled off by the police, it puts LaRusso at a huge disadvantage. Anthony and Kenny are still now freshmen at West Valley High, and there's bound to be a flare-up when they run into each other at school. The question is whether Anthony has devoted himself to learning Miyagi-Do to defend himself against Kenny. A big difference between Miyagi versus Robbie and Sam versus Story is that Kenny is so much more advanced at karate, which makes him rivalry with Anthony completely one-sided. After all, Anthony can't rely on his big sister to protect him and fight his battles for him. And it remains to be seen if Cobra Kai Season 6 will settle the rivalry with Anthony, or if it will be the one teen feud that continues to run hot. I think like if they either way, if they end the feud or not, that will be both interesting. But seeing how the theme of this show has gone so far, I highly believe that Cobra Kai Season 5 or 6 will end the rivalry between Anthony and Kenny. I really do. It ended, essentially ended Daniel and Daniel's rivalry with Johnny, which I had a brain fart for who knows why. It ended Miguel's and Robbie's feud. It also ended Sam's and Tori's feud. Which most of these feuds were started in this show. So it even redeemed Hawk, which is Eli. So Kenny and Anthony, as the saying goes, kiss and make up, isn't out of the wheel park. It actually is in the wheel park. And I like I said, even though both endings as they put it, which I will read for you guys again. Sorry, I'm in my old article. There we go. Which says, it remains to be seen if Season 6 will settle Kenny's rivalry with Anthony, or if it will be one teen feud that continues to run hot. It could still run hot, but I also think that if they settle Kenny's feud with Anthony, it could also send a good message to like kids that like nowadays, that sometimes forgiving people even though they did you wrong can be the better way than carrying on the feud. That forgiveness can be a way to heal, and you don't have to forgive that person for them. Forgive them for you. And I think that could be a good way to like send to kids who might be watching Cobra Kai. And I'm not like huge on like them putting messages first and story last, but if they play cards right, they could interweave that lesson into the story beautifully. And based on the first 5 seasons, I have no doubt that they can do that beautifully. Because I'm thoroughly impressed with Cobra Kai. I really am. I love Cobra Kai. It's a really good show. Like I said, I believe that Cobra Kai has this magic. It honestly old, introducing the new, and pretty much marries each other perfectly, or flirts with the old and the new beautifully. I still want Julie Pierce to be in season 6, but my point is, with this little segment, and now I'll end this video. Season 6 would be the last season, so it won't like the well of magic that Cobra Kai has won't dry out. Cobra Kai is doing something special, and I got faith in it. And I love the show, and it's one of the best shows I've seen within the last few years. But with that said, do you see the sleepy boy over here? You guys see the sleepy boy over here? I'm going to shut up. And by the time I'm watching this video, I have not seen Tales of the Jedi, so I'm going to watch that. So anyways, what do you guys think? of this video. I mean, of this article. Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you guys. Have one over day. Be kind to one another. And I'll talk to you just later. Later, taters. And have a wonderful day.